What's up, guys? What's up, girls? Trading Farmer here. Recapping today's trading. Walking red, $1,500. Oh my word! What? And you're probably thinking, oh, $1,500. That that's for you. That's not a lot. Well, it's not. But it's just the fact that it was a green day. And I overtraded, and I didn't shut down when I was supposed to, and I broke all the rules I swore I wouldn't break. I broke them. It's clear as day. And yeah, I got what I deserved. I got what I deserve, and that is to get spanked, to get punched in the face, in the gut, for like the third straight day in a row. So, it was pretty clear that today's goal was to trade for 1 hour. I have it up on my whiteboard to trade for only 1 hour. That was my rule. That was my rule for today. I broke it so many times. I broke that rule so many times. And this is what makes trading so hard is it's seemingly easy to just follow your rules. You say, hey, I'm not going to take one more trade. I can't lose any more money. I have to shut down at this time. I don't take those kind of trades. I don't buy stocks that are at resistance. I don't sell on support. You say all this stuff, but at the end of the day, you break it still. I mean, sometimes you don't, but it just seems like eventually you will break your rules. You'll get into a bad habit, and you'll just start breaking your rules left and right. And there's no doubt in my mind that because of March, because of April, the fact that they were such great months and I was making money left and right, I built up some bad habits, and it's just clearly evident that now those bad habits are coming back to haunt me. Before getting back on later, trading late into the day, it was paying off. And so I was getting this positive reinforcement for a very bad habit, which is overtrading. Trading late into the day. And I already knew from the past year and a half, 2 years, that trading late into the day is just not worth it. Yeah, I broke that rule today, and now I went from I had the chance to walk away up $2,000. I had the opportunity to walk up $1,200. I had originally walked up $1,000. I did my freaking recap, and you know what happened? I saw the chart and I said, you know what? I'm gonna get back on. And so I got back on, and I never really got anywhere. Actually, I think I got back on. I got back up to 1,800, and I lost it all the way back to 700, and I shut down at $700. And I was like, okay, that sucks. Like I did make some money, but I lost all the way back to below where I was when I originally shut down. Then I got back on, traded up to $1,200, and then just rolled over, and I took one more big trade. Lost. I lost probably $2,000 on it. Now that I think of it, and the sucky part is, right when I sold out, guess what happened? The stock just ripped. It's just 1 minute after I stop out for $2,000. Literally, probably less than a minute later, it started to go just as I anticipated, and it went even further. It broke high day. It made a run all the way to 1060. No, it made a run all the way to $11. And I was in around 960, 980. It went all the way to 11. It hurts. It hurts. I don't know how else to put it, but that's just the way trading is. And this is a big reason why a lot of people fail at trading. Is the market will throw you for a loop. And I've been in a rut for the past, since last week, rolling into this week. Obviously, first day of the month, first Monday, not good. Destroyed my rules. Destroyed my plan. It had my plan right here. I took it. I threw it right out the window. It hurts. So I have to come back tomorrow. I have to follow my freaking rules. I can't lose any more money. Yeah, I'm still up $192,000 on the year. Okay, so I'm not needing to go to rice and beans beans and rice. I'm not needing to do that, but emotionally, you know, I'm not in a good spot because I'm not trading well. I'm breaking rules. Had I just taken the small green day, yeah, I was frustrated earlier, but I'd probably be in a lot better shape. I wouldn't be red. I'm freaking red $1,500 on a day that I don't need to be. So what I need to do is get back to my rules, trading less. And trade less for a while, because right now the market's choppy as frick. It's slowed down. March was hot. 75 grand I made in March. 50 grand I made in April, even despite biffing it on the last few days. I still made 50 grand last month. Not off to a good start this month. $1,500 red. Luckily not a big red day. Luckily it's still very recoverable. I can still have a phenomenal month, but I need to reset. So with that said, let's get into the review, and we'll talk about the 3 stocks I traded today, and hopefully de-stress a little bit. So here we are, 3 stocks traded today, red on basically all of them. I am break even on one at $9 green, but red 1100 on APRN, green $9 on CYN, and red $445 on RDBX. So, you know, looking back, if I didn't know what happened today, be like, it's a $1,500 red day, no big deal. It's not a big red day at all. It's actually like a nice, tight, small red day. But the issue comes into the fact that I was green today, and I shut down green twice, or at least once. I had the opportunity to walk green all the way up until the last minute, where I took a massive loss, and then to rub salt into that wound, it ended up ripping right after, like literally right after, to where, you know, maybe I wouldn't have held to 11, but I would have got out green at least. It hurts. It hurts. So let's run through these real quick. RDBX, REDBOX. I did a stock analysis on it on Friday. It said $10, $9, very possible. We went to 11 today. So my analysis of RDBX, REDBOX, was spot on. Yeah, I said we might short squeeze to 27. Now we still might, but that didn't happen today. We ran to $11 in the afternoon, and then it's sold off hard. And now we're down here back at $9. So we're, you know, in reality, we're still up pretty high. And if you are short on this stock, then you are at risk of being squeezed out pretty quick, because this very well could be in play tomorrow, yet still break $11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And once we get up to those levels, that's when it starts moving quicker. You know, you think, oh, it'll chop around like this. No, a lot of times it chops around until it gets into a zone where it opens up, and that means spreads open up. That means pretty soon, instead of moving 20 cents at a time like this does, it starts moving 50 cents at a time. Next thing you know, it's pushing $30. It opens up, it speeds up quick. So yeah, it's gonna chop around for a bit, but if it opens up and gets going, this thing can rip. Sadly, you know, I had 3 grand on it basically at one point. Trading this push here, trading a lot of this chop in here, you know, catching the you know, trades the best I could. I lost it all. I lost it all, and minus $450 on it, and traded way, you know, and it's an otherwise bullish stock. It held VWAP, it held double bottom here at about $8, ran up to 11. I had a $8,000 position here at around 980. I just got chopped out of that position. 8,000 shares, and look at what happens when after I got chopped out at 985. Rips to, you know, maybe I wouldn't have held for that candle, but it rips to high day at 1070. You know, a full dollar, a full 8 grand. I missed 8 grand like that. I lost 2, and I missed 8 grand by this much time. It sucks. So I'm done talking about that. APRN was another frustrating stock. I mean, this thing just got hammered all day. I see that it kind of came back here later in the day. But I mean, there were so many times where I was trying to get in. Every pop was getting dumped, and it was one of those things where you had to buy when it was going red. You had to buy when it was red, because that was like basically the only opportunities that I was able to get any trades on. And I just kept trying and trying on this one, and I got smoked pretty much every single time. Every single time. I don't even think I had one good trade in this stock. I traded it way too much, and it's just one of those things where I was over trading. And had I not over traded, it would have been a smaller loss. And had I not over traded, I would have had money in my pocket today. And then CYN, nothing special. I mean, this thing just dumped basically out of the gates. Took one tiny micro trade on it. Spent really no time on it. Really, I spent a lot of time on REDBOX today, which I never could get. It moved in a way that was more of like a high float stock, in my opinion. Very choppy. A lot of times it felt like it was about to rip, and then it dropped, and then when it was dropping, then pretty soon it was ripping, and it was choppy. It was hard to trade, no doubt. It was hard to trade. Right out of the gates, I made money on it. That wasn't the hard part. It's just the fact that I kept trading, and it just increasingly got more difficult to trade. I got stubborn. I overtraded. I traded later into the day. I need to only trade like an hour and a half a day. If I don't have good money by at least sometime, I mean, it's pretty evident at least in like the first half hour whether it's going to be a good day or a bad day. And it was evident today that it was not going to be that good of a day. Still I could have had $2,000. That would have been great. I would kill for $2,000 right now, and I'm $3,500 away from that now. So the only bright side to this day is I will come back, and I'm going to come back stronger. I always do, but I'm going to have to go through some pain, and I'm going to have to suffer the consequences of my decisions and my lack of discipline. It's totally on me. I had the money. I had $2,000. And even when I lost some off of $2,000, I still had $1,000. And even when I lost a little off there, I still had $700. And when I went down to up 400, I still had $400. And it was when I was up $400, I took that one last trade, which, in hindsight, it was a good trade. My analysis of the stock was perfect. It's just the fact that I was oversized, 8,000 shares, and the thing just did like a micro drop, and it was instantly bought back up. It was just like, it's just like an act of God. Like God knew my position, and and I hate to bring God into this. I don't want to do that. It's just like the market knew my position, and they just screwed me. But had I held, yeah, I would have got back out, probably break even. I don't know if I would have held for the move back to high day. I mean, it's such a weird pattern for this thing to flush. It even halted down, opened, and it just, I thought I should buy it down here at 9:30, but I didn't. I waited for it to go up, and I'm like, oh, now it's proven itself. Let me get in, and then pull it back. Oh, now it's pulling back. It's looking like it's going to go up. Okay, this is it. All in, 8,000 shares. 8,000 shares around here at 980-ish, 990. I got stopped out on one little micro 1 minute flush, tiny little deal. Now, had that flush turned into a bigger flush, then I would be happy that I got out. But in this case, that little micro flush, that 20-cent flush, whatever, it got bought right back up and ripped to high a day, just as I anticipated. It's just frustrating, but that's the market for you. So, you've been warned. It's not easy money by any means, and I'm tired of people asking me, what's the easy way to trade, and there is no. This isn't easy. It never gets easy. It's always hard. It's even hard for me still. Yeah, there's some weeks and months and days that are easy, but eventually there's gonna be hard times coming. There's gonna be rainy days coming. And I did about 2 months mostly of just nice trading, beautiful trading. And I sort of forgot the darker side to trading, and that's that, eventually you have to you got to take a punch. You got to take a hit. It's like boxing. You can throw some nice hits for a while, but you're going to get hit. And sometimes you're going to get hit a lot, and you're going to lose a fight. The last few days I've been losing a lot of fights. and it's partially to do with me, it's partially to do with the market. So if it's like a boxer, it's like, you know, he's a good boxer, but you know, eventually another good boxer comes around and really throws him for a loop, and then you have to get hit, you have to take the loss. And then sometimes that can mess with your psychology and your confidence goes down, and then pretty soon you get beat by another boxer, and then it's just like you're on this spiral, and you're still a good trader, you're still a good boxer, but you know, you got knocked down and you have to get back up and you have to recover. And that's, you know, that's really what is going to define you as a trader, is how you recover. I'm going to recover from this, you know. I'm not saying that to be arrogant, but I've proven, I've had last year I had 2 times, separate instances, where I lost $15,000 off my highs. Even in one instance, $15,000 in one day gone. And I had to rebuild. And it was a slow process, but you know what? I came back, and then I continued higher, and I became a better trader because of it. Not as good as I thought, because after the first time I did it, I did it again in the fall. I did it in the summer, and then I did it again in the fall, and I remember that being a very freaking low point. I remember being honestly almost to tears going out trying to drive to the park, and you know, yeah, on paper I had 200 grand in my pocket, but you know, it's just in the moment it hurts. And I mean, at the end of the day, money is all relative. $200,000 to someone else is nothing, but to another person, that's the lottery. That's, you know, that's all the money in the world. So, you know, with saying that, it's like, yeah, you know, had I been in high school looking into the future, peering into the future, and like, oh yeah, well, you have $200,000, you know, so what if you lose 15,000? You know, that why would you be mad? Don't be mad. Because before I started trading, I remember telling myself, you know, all these traders, they get so down on themselves on these red days. It's like you've still made way more money than most people do, showing up to work day in and day out, working a job they don't like, working for a boss they don't like. So there's no need to be angry about it. But, you know, here I am now in that position. Who knew my dreams would come true? Well, now here I'm in that position where I do have bigger red days where I lose money, and I get mad. I did exactly what I told myself I wouldn't do, and that just comes back to psychology. It's just, gotta love it, gotta embrace it. So with that said, guys, I'm gonna end the video here because I am done with these charts. Just tired of trading. Way over traded today, and I'm just beat. So I'm gonna call it there. Stay tuned for some of my stock analysis. I'm gonna do a stock analysis on REDBOX. I had done one earlier when I did my original recap, but I think I'm just gonna redo all those freaking videos because I had to redo my recap. My original recap, I was talking when I was up 700. Or no, 900 was it? I don't know. It was 700, 900 green. Green, that's the key word. Green. Well, you know, that video, I'm just going to have to delete it. It's no longer the case. I'm not green anymore. So, enough of the sad talk. You know, I'm just being real with you. And I'm venting some of my emotions out because I'm going to have to go back and retweak my rules. Get my rules reset. And back at it on Tuesday. You know, I can't just quit. I'm gonna have to show up to work tomorrow, but I'm gonna show up to work with the right tools, with the right mindset. And I thought I was going to today, but I think I needed that extra punch. You know, I thought I got punched enough last week, and I learned my lesson. Nope, I had to come in on Monday and get punched in the face again. It's my fault. It's my fault. So with that said, guys, I'm going to head out. I'll be back tomorrow, and hope you guys stay tuned. All right, guys. Peace.